All right, so I'm going to talk to you about two reasons, the main two reasons that properties end up in foreclosure. The first reason I'm going to call a triggering money event. So, a triggering money event is like, for example, you lost your job, right? A recession, and you couldn't find a job that paid the similar amount, and you have a spouse that also can't seem to find enough money, or maybe they didn't qualify a loan, and so what they make isn't sufficient to pay, and so you start to become delinquent. And after a while, the bank files for foreclosure. Or the other kind of triggering financial event that's very common that results in foreclosure is that the husband and wife end up fighting in divorce, and in the divorce proceedings they end up spending a ton of money because divorce is incredibly expensive. I'm talking easily 5 figures, sometimes 6 figures, especially if you own multiple assets or multiple pieces of real estate. This is why things end up in foreclosure. That's the triggering monetary events. But the number one reason, in my opinion, that properties go to foreclosure is that somebody dies, right? They died, they passed away, and nobody's paying the mortgage because that person passed away, right? And so you end up having family members that have no idea about, how to pass it on to their name, what they have as far as options. They can't afford it either. They live in different states. They can't agree to anything. They don't want to pay for the probate. They don't know how to pay for the probate. They don't know that they need an attorney to do the probate. They don't know that probate takes a long time. And usually these families wait until the very end, until it's like a month away from the gavel going sold at the clerk's auction. And by then it's too late. And so these are the two big reasons why properties end up in foreclosure. If you don't want your property to end up in foreclosure, if you want to prevent your family from having an all-out war regarding your real estate, then it's really important to do effective estate planning, and especially to do some post and premarital agreements to make sure that specific pieces of real estate, you address it very quickly from the onset with your future spouse or your current spouse, how those assets are going to be divided, but also how those assets are going to be passed along when you pass away, and in a way that keeps them out of court and out of conflict, because once that gavel's down, there's no going back. So how do you get yourself ready for this? Well, call my office at 813-480-2106 and call to schedule a family wealth planning session. In this session, we're going to discuss how we keep your property out of your family having to deal with an unwanted foreclosure proceeding, unwanted attorney's fees, unwanted court costs, and unwanted probate. 813-480-2106.